Hey all, welcome to the Downcast. Damon here as mostly always. And also we got Zach. Zach, how you doing?
Doing well. How you doing?
Doing great. Per usual, we have one winner and one loser on the Downcast, but for the first time in a long time, I am that winner and Zach is that loser. So pretty exciting times.
Yeah, it's always nice to mix things up a bit.
Yeah, yes. Hopefully that winnerness on my end can hold at least more than one random week at a time.
I do have to say, if I'm going to lose, it's to the top point scorer of the week. So, I mean, that's at least I can take solace in that fact.
Yeah, you still hit the half point. You were the last person to get it, so thankfully,
and it was by a close margin too.
Yes, thankfully you beat fucking Chris by 0.6 points for that. So thank you. You're helping me on my quest to storm back and win the shit division. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I was going to say to everybody, I did want to go over one thing before we go into the recap here, that I didn't check this. I'm going to just check right now. So we'll give filler conversations.
Yeah, good week in football. Tonight's Thursday night football. It looks like the Raiders are getting the shit kicked out of them by San Francisco.
Yep, they are going all in.
And to be expected, though. I mean, granted, San Francisco's a shitty team, but Oakland has been trading away all their talent for future first-round picks, which is it's an interesting move.
Yeah, no, they suck. So going for that number one pick, baby. Let's get it. I'm all in. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. I'm used to them being pieces of shit. So
they've traded for first-round picks. I think they have at least 3 first-round picks.
They have three next year, and one of them is going to be a top 2, which is their own. So I did want everybody to know, and I'll say this again next week as well, the trade deadline is Wednesday, November 14th at noon Eastern. So that'd be 10 a.m. here. Wednesday, November 14th at 10 a.m. is our trade deadline. So it's still a couple weeks away, but it is coming up. So everybody, know that. I'll bring it up again next week. But, as soon as trades are agreed upon, let me know. Let's get them completed and everything, especially if you have any cool deadline deals.
The free agents can still be traded in and out of, right?
Yes, of course. That is free agency. So the waivers will always, yes, it's just trades. If anybody wants to trade a draft pick next year and get rid of a player, whatever you want to do, let's do it. If you want to sacrifice a little this year and build for next year, as long as we're not colluding, let's make those trades.
Hey, the Raiders did it, right?
Yeah. Why not? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We've really yet to trade for draft picks. There's been like a couple of slight conversations, but I don't think it's really happened. I know last year Skylar and I almost traded a draft pick. If a player didn't make it, I was going to give him like my 9th round pick or some nonsense. But he didn't play for reasons, and so anyway, I'm all about it. Let's make it as legit as possible. Let's trade draft picks. But yeah.
As far as waiver wires go, I want to say Billy got badass move of the week. That motherfucker. I dropped Fitzpatrick just because I thought he was, not going to play anymore. And then I put $10 on a bid on getting Fitzpatrick, and that motherfucker put down 14 and got him. So, well, kudos to you, Billy.
I'll tell you that right now that's not the badass move of the week. And Fitzpatrick's awesome. I put in like a $3 bid. I figured, what the hell? And Fitzpatrick will probably drop a bunch of points. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. He may only play one game and get benched again. So who knows? That's true. But Fitzmagic's back on Billy Boy's team. I hope he sucks ass and Billy loses though. So
well, he's playing me this week, so there's a pretty good chance he will lose.
Oh, he's playing you? Okay, well, I'm going to root for you. Spoiler alert. Foreshadowed. So let's review last week. We'll start with my game because I'm finally so happy about it. I beat the hell out of Billy, 123.7 to 94.6. It was never really too close, but of course I was paranoid the whole time. And I'm just very happy about the outcome. I'm actually leapfrogged Billy. We're tied standings-wise, but I have more points scored than him, so suck it.
I do want to say congratulations. That was actually your highest scorer this season.
Well, the sad part is if I would have played Deshaun Watson like I was thinking about doing and then failed to do, I would have been top scorer this week.
Shit.
I left about 25 points or 24 points. I would have barely nipped Lee, but I left about 24 points on the bench. So yeah, it happens. It's all right though. I'm happy. I'm happy with the victory and a half point. And then next game we have Lee that took you down in the number ones battle. He took you down 146.3 to 109.4. He just went nuts.
Yeah, he did. His team is now the number one seed in the league.
Mm-hmm. Yep, doing very well. He's got a good team, a tough team to beat, that's for sure. I know I lost my ass to him, and he was the top scorer when I lost to him too, so he's a bastard. Next one we have Tebow Goes Yard Bill putting the beat down on Last Ass. I got to change his name to Inglorious Bastards, 143.8 to 90.6. Bill barely lost out on that top scorer award, and his team's looking pretty good. I don't get it. He just keeps playing a ton of Bears, but they just keep producing too. So, I mean, he's got something going, right?
He came close to being top scorer again.
I know. He's apparently that is the secret. Just keep playing Bears. That's literally the secret, I guess, because he's crushing it. Then we have my brother, Caitlyn Jenner's Balls, murdering the champ, 135.1 to 104.6. That victory, we have a really good wild card battle going between Tebow Goes Yard, Caitlyn Jenner's Balls, and Beaver Basher. Only two of those three teams probably make the playoffs, and one of them probably doesn't. So, and they're all playing pretty solid, so we'll see what happens. We had Brad now in second place in the league, taking down the Hammer of Thor, thankfully, 141.8 to 108.8. Beat the hell out of Chris, so that was beautiful to see.
Yep, Brad's got a pretty solid team this year, too. Him and Lee are the ones I'm worried about playing in the playoffs.
Well, and they're also the ones that beat you, so you three are the top three for sure, I would say. But then, like I said, we have those three I just mentioned that are, I'd say they're a tier below you guys, but they all have teams that can really put it on too. I think we'll have a good playoffs this year. I think that it's going to be, honestly, it's going to just be, I think anybody can win it if of those teams that get in, just because, you never know what high score week's coming. So I think it'll be pretty good. And then last game, Beaver Basher pounded Senior Hobo Dick Cheese Sox, 98.9 to 61.8. Sean's got a good team too, and he just doesn't play. So, but we're so deep into it, I try to reach out to him to see if he's playing, but I really can't, now that he's gifted so many people victories, I can't, we can't start setting his lineup for him or anything.
What's going on with him? Have you talked to him at all?
I haven't. I don't know. I think he's fine. I just think maybe he's too busy, trying to be too cool for school. I don't know. I get it.
We appreciate his $100 contribution to the clan.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing, but he's certainly not participating. And he has the number one. Pretty sure he has the number one tight end and number one receiver in fantasy football. So he's got a good team. He just doesn't set a lineup. But whatever. Any thoughts on last week before we move on to the standings?
Just that everyone put up a lot of points. For me to be in the top 6, I had to put up 109 just to barely make it. So.
Yeah. Oh no. For sure. I didn't really pay enough attention to name the badass move of the week, so I'm just going to phone it in and give it to Bill again for playing Bears, just a bunch of Bears and dropping a ton of points. And then I'm going to give myself the dumbass move of the week because I meant to play Deshaun Watson and then time got away from me. And I still got the game and a half, but I would have been the top scorer. And as I'll probably make no money off this season, $20 would have helped. But let's move on to the standings now. We have in the Bag of Clits division, Zach is leading that division at 9.5 and 2. Really not too far behind him. Caitlin Jenner's Balls is 7.5 and 3. And then Bass to Mouth is at 2.5 and 6. In the Bag of Dicks division, the new first place team, Freneticator, Iva Chubby, whatever the hell he is now, 10.5 and 1. Beaver Basher 7 and 3. And Dick Cheese Sox 2.5 and 6. In the Jesus H. Christ division, Hammer of Thor leads it at 5.5 and 5, followed by myself at 4 and 5, and Boner Boy at 4 and 5. And then in the Black's Life division, Peppers of Justice 9.5 and 2, Tebow Goes Yards 6.5 and 4, and the soon-to-be former champ 3 and 6. So yeah, we pretty much were to the point where we've got 3 pretty much locks for the playoffs, even though all three of you top teams do have one of those really good teams not far behind you. So it is going to take to one of the last couple of weeks to officially lock up a playoff spot, but the way you guys are going.
I think I've got an easy couple of weeks, and then I have some really tough games, and then I finish off with a couple easy games. So I've got a hump to climb over still.
Well, yeah, even like Lee, who Skyler's really just a couple games behind him. So if he, for some reason, has a bad couple of weeks and Skyler wins, he'll lose that first place. Same with you. Same with Brad. So Yep. Standings are pretty good, and Chris is going to lose his ass out here, hopefully too, to me. And then things are looking pretty interesting. But that's it for the recap of last week.
All right, well then that brings us to our next segment, Studs and Duds. And because we don't have a guest this week, I'm going to ask our host Damon, who is your stud and dud?
Well, for a lot of the season, most of my duds were most of my team. Some things that jump out at me, Larry Fitzgerald, who I still love, with the 3rd round pick, he's been a huge dud. I dropped him long ago. He had a good last game, but he was a dud. My 4th round pick, Who the hell was he? Dion Lewis, dropped him too. He's gone now, even though he had a good last game. So we'll see. Maybe I dropped him too early. My 5th round pick, now Marvin Jones, who actually has a chance now with the Golden Tate trade to come up. So I'm very excited about him now, actually. But Jordan Howard was okay, but I could have just done so much better with those picks. So there's all my duds. My stud was for sure Melvin Gordon, crushed that 1st round pick. Honestly, was able to use him in a trade to strengthen my team and go from just hot garbage to a team that's at least competitive now. I mean, I'm hoping I've maneuvered enough to make a run at the playoffs, especially in my shitty division. But even if I don't end up making it, I think I've bare minimum done what it. I don't think I have any chance of taking last place. I think my team's too good.
Bare minimum. You're no old Bill, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm bare minimum, not bare maximum. But I just think that at least there's no way of taking last at this point. Bass, Cheese Socks, Dick Cheese Socks.
I just think Senior Hobo Dick Cheese Socks is what's going to happen if he don't set his fucking lineup.
Yeah, exactly. And also, he has a pretty good team. He could have been in the playoff conversation if he would have just set his lineups. He's pretty much out by this point. But yeah, so I mean, studs, Gordon, and I mean, people still on my team, which I only have like 2 of them that I drafted. Kerryon Johnson's starting to come through. He's been pretty good throughout the season for the most part, especially the last couple of weeks. So I'd put him in the stud category, and if he finishes strong, he's going to be stud keeper category. So really hoping from him. But yeah, that's about it. What about you, Zach?
Well, as far as studs go, I have so many, it's hard to choose which one, but Gurley was great, Tyreek Hill's awesome, Emmanuel Sanders I'm happy with. As far as studs go, I got Hearn, who's Dallas's receiver. He ain't done shit all season. Walker, the tight end for the Titans, he got injured on week 1, so I guess I'd nominate him for the dud, definitely, because I got 0 production out of him all season. But Hearns would be a close second.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you didn't overthink it. You just took Todd Gurley, so that was a good move. Tyreek Hill is, he's just maybe he's just an amazing football player. This is year 3 that he's just been doing unbelievable stuff. So, and then Emmanuel Sanders has been crushing it too. So I mean, you have the number 1 running back, the number 3 and 7 receiver. You have 2 top 10 receivers and the number 1 running back. So
yeah,
there's a reason you're so good.
Another nomination for dud would be Freeman for Denver, and it isn't because he's a dud player. It's because this Connor guy came out of nowhere and has been taking a lot of his production.
Lindsey,
yeah. Lindsey's been taking all his production, and it's no fault of his own. It's just the way it's been playing out, and I'm just not seeing what I expected out of him.
Yeah, no, I took Freeman in 2 other leagues because I was big on him, and I thought he would just have a huge year. And then, Lindsey fucked everybody. But I'm glad it happened to you, though. So.
Well, if someone's going to fuck me, I'm glad it's someone named Lindsey.
You do love men with women names. It has been established. But
that ends the studs and duds. We're moving on to next week, our matchups.
Yes.
This is on a Thursday night. So just to preface our predictions, there has been some games that have been played, so our predictions may be a little skewed.
Zach, I need you to whoop some ass the next 2 weeks because you play Billy and then you play Wilcox. You beating both of them these next 2 weeks would be super appreciated by me.
I will do my best.
Super appreciated.
I will do my best.
Okay. So let's preview next week. Let's start with let's start in the right corner here. Let's start with the Hammer of Thor at the Notorious Champ. They have no players playing tonight. Currently, Hammer of Thor is projected to win 122.6 to 104.7. Lineups look pretty set here. I'd like Chris to have one of his dud weeks. He has a very up and down team, and I would like him to down it, and I'm going to take the champ because I need him to win.
Yeah. The only thing that I would say about Hammer of Thor is Ezekiel Elliott is really underproducing what you'd expect from a top 5 running back, I haven't been seeing the points out of him that he's always projected. So I think there is a good chance that the champ could be the upset, but I'm going to go with points and say Hammer Thor will win it.
Yeah, odds are on that happens, but here's to hoping it doesn't. So next game we're going to preview is your game, Southwest Muff Divers against Sunday Morning Boner. Currently you are projected to 0.1 to 87.1. However, you both have a player in tonight. You have Jared Cook with 3 points. Billy's currently got Dougie Fresh with 7.4. Nothing really neat about either of those scores. Billy does not have a tight end in, and he does not have a tight end on his bench. So I don't know what Billy's going to do. He's clearly got to pick a player to drop, pick one up. I don't know.
He got Fitzpatrick off the waiver wire, and fuck me because I was trying to pick him back up because he was my player originally.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to either have to not play a tight end or he's going to have to drop something on his bench to pick up a tight end. And when he does so, I'm going to scoop up whatever he drops. So,
just out of spite? What if he drops a bunch of crap?
Well, look at his bench. Look at his bench.
Too. Well, yeah, I'm going to take whoever you drop and laugh all the way to.
Well, that's fine because you're going to get a Hines or an Amendola.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I got better players. My guess is that Billy drops Keelan Cole or Javorius Allen to pick up whatever tight end is on the bench, but. We'll see about that. Yeah.
I'll be there.
Hey, you take them down. But I'm going to take you to win this one, Zach. Not only do I think you're going to win it, but I so ever badly want you to win this.
Thank you. I hope I win too.
Excellent. Next game, we have the Inglorious Bastards, which I will get the name changed before I sign off this computer, against I have a chubby Lee there. Lee's projected to win 132.6 to 53.3.
Lee is projected to turn Bass into a hula hoop.
So Bass has 4 people on bye. He's got a quarterback to some. He's got players to put in. So he really does. I don't know. He's going to have to drop He's going to have to drop someone too to pick something up. He's got some hot garbage going on here. So I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that Lee is going to win this and probably win point of the week again.
Yeah, Lee. God, he's projected 1 million, so that's a high fucking projection. First of all, that's outrageously high. It's one of the highest I've ever seen to be projected. Yeah, Lee's gonna beat and also fucking Lee. Yeah, so we're going to project you to win, both of us, obviously, but fuck you and Devin in your league. Fuck you, too. Both of you somehow picked up Cortland Sutton. I don't even know why you did it. It was such a good move, and it pisses me off because I was like, sweet, after that trade, I was going to spend all I could to get him in any leagues, but both of you assholes took him randomly last week for no reason, and I hate you. So anyway.
What do you think about Do you think Cooper's production is going to go up now that he's at Dallas?
I think it'll be about the same. He'll have some big games and some crap games. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lee should beat the Christ out of him. Moving on, we have Caitlyn Jenner's balls at Beaver Basher. This is actually a big time game for that wild card that I was talking about. These are two of the three teams fighting for those 2 spots. So this will be a big game going forward as far as where these two finish up. Currently, Beaver Basher is projected to win 121.8 to 111.6. They both have a player in tonight. George Kittle's got 19.8 points. I guess the game's over, 19.8 points. But then Christopher got 10 points from his kicker, which is really good. So, I mean, this is looking like it's going to be a good one. I really don't care who wins, but looking at it, advantage.
I think Beaver Basher's going to win. I hope he does just because Caitlyn's in my league.
Yeah, he's got some buy. This is a tough one.
I'll tell you what, though. The conundrum for Beaver Bashers, the conundrum for Beaver Bashers is who is he going to have as his keeper going into next season? Is he going to hang on to Patrick Mahomes or is he going to hang on to Melvin Gordon?
Well, I can tell you right now he's not keeping Melvin Gordon because, even though Melvin Gordon's fantastic and, there would be strategy if he had a late first-round pick to take Melvin because he's going to be a top 4 pick next year or 5. So there is strategy there, but, he got Mahomes in like the 10th round, and Mahomes is going to be like a 3rd-round pick next year. He's probably going to, he'll be number 1 quarterback off the board. Everybody's going to be sucking Mahomes. So the value is there with Mahomes. I mean, he already said he's keeping Mahomes. Barring a catastrophic injury, he's keeping Mahomes.
Right.
Yeah, and we're both picking Beaver Basher to win. And in the next game, in the game that these two, that Beaver Basher and Caitlyn Jenner's balls will hate, we have Tebow Goes Yard, Quad Bear, about to put the beating upon Senior Hobo Dick Cheese Socks. Yes, don't forget. Currently, Bill's projected to win 107 to 89.1. I mean, Dick Cheese Socks has David Johnson on a bye and a kicker not set. So, I mean, sometimes he sets his lineup, but he's missing 2 people. He's got a kicker to put in, and he's got another player to, throw, not a good one, but another player he can throw in. Actually, he doesn't have another running back. So, anyway, he's got to set a lineup. I don't think he does. I think Bill wins this easy. Good for you, Bill. Congratulations. It's going to be like 4 or 3 in a row. He's won 2 in a row. This will be 3
Bill's
in a row.
becoming a real contender, and this Quad Bears thing is a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, it's out of control is what it is, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to work too well this week because they play Buffalo. I think they're going to beat the Jesus out of Buffalo. But Buffalo's got a pretty good defense, so it might kind of be low scoring. I can see the Bears winning like 20-0. So unless, if like Jordan Howard runs in a touchdown and it's a defense and the other touchdown's like defensive, then Bill's going to get a very low score. But the fact of the matter that he's playing hot garbage, I think he's going to pull it off. Even though I don't understand what Sean's doing. It's like he's halfway there. Sometimes he makes really good waiver moves and stuff, and then he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's sad. I think Sean's a good guy, and I wish he'd fucking pull his head out of his ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I really don't think anything's going on with him. I just think he's busy and not paying attention. So I think all is well, and he's just stupid. Yeah. Last game, I got myself off my 1 win every so often, coming in against the Peppers of Justice, the number 2 team in the league. Currently, I am projected to win 110.2 to 103.9. Brad did have Matt Breida play, and in the beating down of Oakland's life, Breida didn't do too much, and I'm really happy because Brad, I'm getting Brad on the best time possible. He has Saquon and Mixon both on a bye, which is just wonderful, even though he has a good fucking team because he still has your girlfriend Lindsay and Matt Burita as his running backs. So he's still got a good team. Even he's pretty damn deep, and it pisses me off. I don't really care minus this week.
He's the depth king.
At least a running back. I mean, he's got a good team. I think I'm going to win this still, though. I'm going to take myself because I really need to win, and I hope my team pulls it together, even though I'm playing 2 Lions against Minnesota. I don't know if that's bad or not. It's probably not good. But, yeah, go me. I'll take myself.
All right, and that sums it up. Go ahead and talk your shit now.
All right, Brad, you bastard. You and your good-ass team. I think historically, I know I beat you in the playoffs one year. I think historically, maybe I luck out and beat you, and I got you at the best week. So, I mean, congratulations on getting engaged, Brad. I hope all those good feelings got sucked up and your team loses.
I'm playing Billy this week, and Billy, I'm going to kick your ass because you're not playing a tight end. If you do play a tight end, I'm taking whatever you drop off the fucking waiver wire. And yeah, fuck you, dude. I hope it hurts when you pee for taking my Fitz Magic, you son of a bitch.
That is the most shitbag I think you've ever done. Goodbye, all. Good luck to all of you except Brad. And Billy and Chris.